Do you remember slow dancing to the song Strawberry Wine at a school dance? Do you remember when you could buy a cold beer for only $5 at an outdoor festival, whether you were of age or not? If you can't help but dance when you hear, to the left, to the left, to the right, to the right, to the front, to the front, to the back, to the back, you might be. Sorry. You might be a Xennial. Yep, Katie and I were both dancing while we were saying that. And you might have been at As If the 90s Fest this weekend, and we were too. Hi, I'm Danny.
And I'm Katie.
And you are listening to Generation In Between, a Xennial podcast, where we revisit, remember, and sometimes relearn all kinds of things from our 80s childhoods and our 90s teen young adulthoods. And today, everyone, we're going to do a little recap of our very first field trip.
Yes, I can't wait. And then at the end of that, stick around because we're going to do a little bit of hella 90s trivia too, just because... Yes. There were so many like trivia things that were at this fest. Like, again, you know, we pull the cards at random. So who knows if any of it will align. But all these like kind of blasts from the past that I didn't think about.
I know.
That was so cool. And also, guys, just so you know, we're starting something new with this episode forward. For our patrons.
Yay!
Each time we record a normal episode, we are going to record an after show, anywhere from like 5 to 10 to 20 minutes. I don't know, however long we want. That's just some bonus content, whether on the topic we were talking about or just like funny stories. Today, I know we have a really funny story for you related to 90s Fest. So just a little something extra for our patrons. You won't be missing any of our main content. It's just extra after show stuff. Hey. So if you're a patron, be sure after this episode you listen to the after show.
Yeah, just bonus Katie and Danny. That's it, because you cannot ever have enough.
That's all you get.
So last weekend, Katie and I headed to St. Augustine, Florida for the day to enjoy As If the 90s Fest and OMG. It was a memorable time for sure. So today we're going to just kind of share with you some things we really loved and some things we wish were just a little different. And then maybe we'll have time for a few minutes of trivia, just like Katie said. So, yes. But before we get going, I do have one circle back to do. And it is thanks to our friend and new listener, Carlos.
Yay, Carlos. Welcome.
He's been binging our episodes while he works from home. And so he's been listening throughout his workday. And he's listening in order, so I'm not quite sure when he'll hear this.
Exactly.
So he'll hear it eventually. But anyway, he did skip ahead a little bit to listen to my Troy.
My Troy.
He is my Troy. To listening to my husband's guest starring episode because he knows him. And he also listened to our interview with Amanda, who played Diana, because Carlos was on the show too. But anyway, so when he was listening to the Nintendo episode, he let us know the origin of the name Game Boy. Because remember, Katie, you asked,
I was
stumped
like,
Troy.
I was like, what is it? A child's console? Like, why is it called that? And he wasn't sure.
You stumped him. He had no idea. But Carlos found out, and he said the name of Game Boy was derived from the name Walkman. Everybody had a Walkman, right? And hopefully you kids out there know what that is. Google it. I'm not going to explain it to you. All right. So Walkman freed music from only being listened to at home. So the Game Boy freed gaming from only being played at home.
That is so cool.
Yeah. And that makes sense once you see that, right?
Yeah. And just from a writing word perspective, I love that it's like a verb noun.
Yes.
Like it has the same format in how walk, you're walking. And it's I don't know what man has to do with it, but Game Boy,
human,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, human, yeah. Walk human doesn't sound as great as Walkman, so we'll take it.
I know. Anyway,
Very
so
cool.
That's it. So that's our only circle back. I'm sure we have shout outs from 90s Fest we're going to do throughout as we're chatting with names of people we met at the fest and all the things. So
nice.
Anyways, let's get right into it, Katie.
Yeah,
so why don't we start? Let's talk about things we loved. So you go first and I'll just chime in.
Yeah. So I think we both kind of have this as one of our first points was just the live music.
I know.
Right. So part of what attracted us to it at all was because we knew we were going to be able to see Fastball, 69 Boyz, Deana Carter, and Paula Cole.
Yes.
And then there were like some local groups in between too, which was cool. And they had like a DJ playing different 90s music. Although we did hear some like early 2000s music too.
Yeah, they got a little
times.
confused.
I mean, it's fine. We don't hate early 2000s
No, but
music.
I think...
Wrong decade though.
Yeah, I think they got a little confused. They played some songs and I was like, this was definitely 2000s, not 90s, everyone.
Yeah. But we loved it. And the big highlight for me, and then you can...
Yeah.
Tell us all yours, was definitely Paula Cole.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Right. So our Dawson's Creek fans or our listeners here, we're doing our rewatch bonus episodes on Dawson's Creek. Bonus in our feed, not bonus for patrons. And just want to make that clear. Everyone can listen to Dawson's Creek. Obviously, the theme song of Dawson's Creek. I don't want to wait.
Yes, and we saw it live.
To be over. That whole thing. We saw her and we looked her up. She was what? Now I don't remember. Well, we've got our computers. We'll look her up later. But she's older.
Oh, her
than
age.
us.
Are you talking about her age? Yeah, I don't remember that.
I thought we figured out she was like 10 or 15 years older than us.
Yeah,
Something
I think that's,
like that.
that's on
so
point.
She's probably in her mid-50s.
Mm-hmm.
And not that that's like super old or anything, but she was like such a great performer. Her
gosh.
voice was so strong.
So strong.
She was doing all sorts of like little riffs at the top. And, like,
Yes.
some soulful singing down low. She was playing piano. She was playing tambourine. Like she was so great. And I just really feel like we got spoiled because she was so
good.
good. And
Like
so
she
kind.
could wail. I forgot that she can do those. I don't know the proper word for that, but almost like those heavy metal yells. Like,
Yes.
but they sound melodic. Is there a word for that?
Probably.
I'm like, you're the
musical
educated
theater-
music person.
In musical theater, we'd say belting, but it's not a heavy
But
metal
it's not
vibe. It's
right.
almost like a yell scream, but
Yes.
singing.
She
I don't
did
know what
that a
that's
few
called.
times, and I was like, "Whoa, girl, get it!"
Yes.
Because those of you that don't sing, your voice does change as you get older. Even if you are a professional who's done it for a long time, your voice still matures.
Yeah.
So sometimes you can't do the things you did when you were recording in your 20s. But I swear, if you closed your eyes while she was singing, she sounded exactly like she did in the 90s, right?
Absolutely. Plus, she just had this amazing aura.
Oh, she did.
She had kind of this. I looked at Danny at one point and said, "It's giving Stevie Nicks from Fleetwood Mac." She had this like very flowy black dress, like a little black choker, and her hair was like this grayish silver, probably her natural color, just like long, and the wind was blowing. It was very like witchy, kind of, and it was so great. And this man that introduced her,
I was hoping you're going to bring him up.
I don't know who he was. I don't know how he was
either.
affiliated with the festival, but you know, like someone with the fest would come up and introduce, okay, here comes Fastball, blah, 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 blah. Let's cheer for them, whatever. This guy gets up there, bless him. He was like, this person has changed my life. Ugh. Like the apex of my whole being hinges on her. Like we were like, what is going on? And then, of course, before she came on, she gave him like a big hug. He started crying. He went down and the audience was like up close.
Yes.
And we think it was his mom was down there. And when he came down after like the hug and the introducing, he was like, did you get that?
I know.
Like on video.
She was videoing.
And then he was tall. He was probably
tall.
6'4", maybe.
I don't know. I'm super short, so I always think everybody's super tall, but he
tall,
was.
and so we could see him really easily from where we were because we weren't too far back either. And he was singing every word. Every word. He was crying, and it was almost like I felt honored to be in that experience with him.
We couldn't stop watching him because, like, you know what? I just forgot, like he was extreme fanboy, which was, I loved it. I think I forgot how, I think I wrote this down as one of the things that was really nice. And I remembered how powerful live music is, but also how powerful music is in general, because I don't know what was going on in his life when he found Paula Cole or whatever, but I think we all have those artists. Katie and I talked about this while we were there, where their album just came along at like a time of your life where it was like a pivotal moment and their music was your soundtrack.
Yes.
And so like we could probably all sit here and think of 1, 2, maybe 3 musicians if we met them. We would be just like that.
Yep.
And it was so genuine to see his just adoration of her. And he was just having his time of his life, like just the time of his life.
Yes. And like I was also very happy to be hearing Paula Cole and really enjoying it. And I was just like so inspired by her.
Yeah.
Like in general. I was like, oh, I want to be more authentic. Oh, I want to be singing when I'm 10,
Right.
15 years down the road. Ooh, like what new things can I do with my voice? Of course, all of that. But just to be like in his experience of that was really, really special.
Yeah.
And I totally agree that, I don't know, that was just really cool to me. But what did you think? I mean, I loved everyone else too, but I'll just chime in as Danny touches on the other live music.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. Obviously, we were just like floored at how good she was. We didn't get to really take in much of the local cover bands because the weather sucked, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Yeah.
But okay, so I will say Fastball, Paula Cole, 69 Boyz, and Deana Carter, or Deana. Sorry, I always say Deana, and that is incorrect. I will say, like, props to them for seeing musicians still doing their thing after decades of being out there and doing it. Like, literal decades. I mean, they're all still masters of their craft. Some we enjoyed more than others, but it's not because they were bad or sounded bad. It's just some we just were in the mood for and some we weren't.
Right.
But they all are still singing. They still sound great. They still are doing their thing. And I think we should just give mad props to that. Because,
and they played new stuff.
oh, yes, they all did.
All of them did. They're like,
all
oh, and
still
this is
creating.
new or whatever. And it's like, I think that's amazing because
amazing.
if you're a Paula Cole or a Fastball and you're still getting whatever royalties for those big hits you had back in the 90s, early 2000s, I don't know, it might be easy just to be like, oh, well, I'm good. Like, I'm set. And eventually they probably will. But to actually want to make new music is really cool.
It is cool. But let's talk who brought the energy.
Yes, I know who you're going to say.
Oh, my gosh. 69 Boyz.
Oh, my God.
The funny thing was, I looked at Katie before they came on, and I said to her, have you ever seen, like, hip-hop or rap artists live? And she said, no. And I said, okay, well, just like get ready because sometimes it's really awful. Like,
she was
and
like,
that is no
brace
shade.
yourself.
Like, yeah, brace yourself because you never know. And I'm not throwing shade to hip hop / rap artists out there. I'm not. But sometimes it's harder to replicate what you do in a studio in that genre of music and replicate it live. Like sometimes it doesn't translate. But whole MG.
That was so fun.
As soon as they started, she looked at me and was like, you're wrong. And I'm like, I know. Like, forget everything I said. I was 100% wrong. I honestly will never say that again because they brought so much energy, so much fun. They totally played into the crowd they had.
Oh, yeah.
Like they were master entertainers. My
so good.
favorite were there two backup vocalists / dancers. I tried to find out if that was like their OG, like male dancers. And I don't know, but they were older. I mean, they weren't like 20 up there dancing and they were, you know, normal average body size. They weren't these little bitty like things. They were amazing.
Yeah.
Those, I could not stop watching their dancing.
Their dancing was so good.
Right?
And their face, too.
They were in it.
Like, they were so in it.
Everybody on that, for that set, was in it.
Yep.
Like the DJ was in it. Like, I mean, it was so much fun. And I apologize now for all the people who had to watch Katie and I dancing.
It was rough. It was rough, but it was fun.
It was fun.
So it was okay. And everyone was dancing similarly to us.
There was a lot of white people dancing.
Yes.
Elaine from Seinfeld. Like
much of that.
I know.
I love the surprise in that one because they played Quad City DJs Come on Ride That Train because I guess they were on the remix of that or something.
I think they helped produce it.
It. So what's funny is when I was thinking before we went of 69 Boyz songs, obviously you think of Tootsie Roll.
Yeah.
And I looked up a few and in my head I was like, oh, do they sing that one? And I was like, oh, no, that's the Quad City DJs. So I was like, dang, I really like that song. And then they started to play it because they were on the song and that made me so happy. And boy, everybody was really like
everybody was jamming. It was fantastic.
The arm moves but it was great. They did a dance contest and Danny did not go up on stage. I was very disappointed in her.
As soon as they said it, they were like, we're going to pull some people up for a dance contest. Katie whipped her head around and I was like, I'm not doing that. Like, nope, I have only had one drink. Like, I am not doing that. But it was very entertaining to watch the people on that stage.
Yes.
And you can see a little clip of it. We have a little video montage on our socials. You can see everybody had a great time.
Yeah, that was so much fun. But I almost wish they were last just because it was such a high. But then it got darker and Deana Carter was the last one. And I will say the vibe of her stuff was kind of fun for like Twilight, like the weather and stuff. It was very like kind of bringing us all back down or whatever.
Yeah. She was my least fave, not because she's a bad entertainer, just because it's country and I'm not. Even though it's pop country, that's not my favorite kind of music.
Yeah. I mean, I liked it because it was basically just a sing-along.
Katie knew all the songs.
I knew every single song.
Even
single
the
ones
word.
I forgot I knew. I was like, oh, wait, I do know this one.
She knew all the words.
Yeah. She sang, How Do I Get There From Here, which I forgot I knew. Did I Shave My Legs for this? Obviously. Strawberry Wine. And there was like one or two more.
Yeah, there's a couple others you knew.
Yeah.
You were like, oh, I forgot about this one.
And then I'd be like singing literally every word.
Isn't that's a Xennial thing we should talk about right now, because we seriously can remember words to songs that we even forget we know. Remember every single word and note.
Out of nowhere. And that goes back to like the power of music and also the power of like foundational memories of music. Like the man who was so excited about Paula Cole, that's tapping into something foundational for him. Like you said, was he a teen? Was he in his 20s? Who knows? But it must have been a period of time where that he needed that music, right? And I'm not saying I needed Deana Carter at any point.
Well, but you may have.
Maybe I did. But maybe I think like when you foundationally are learning things, and I will say her songs are very easy to sing.
Yeah.
And same reason, I mean, I'm a huge Reba fan. We'll probably have to do a whole episode on her. And I went and saw her by myself in Nashville last year. I was like, I don't care. I'm going. No one can go. Flew myself to Nashville, got myself a little hotel room, went to the concert, sat between two couples on either side of me. There's like a couple getting drunk and enjoying and like making out on the left and the right. And then just little me in between.
Like, hello.
I was like, hi there. But we were all buddies. By the time Fancy played, we were like, friends for life. We were good to go. But like, I think for people who really like storytelling, like me, and storytelling through song, there's something to like the Deana Carters and the Rebas and even outside the country genre where their songs are telling stories. And when you're first learning to do that yourself, I think for me, that's foundationally why I remembered those words and why I remembered those melodies, because it was more of like learning how to do that thing.
Right.
When I first listened to her.
Right.
Yeah. Not because I'm like but I am a Reba super fan. We'll another day, friends. Danny will be so happy about that episode.
I can't wait for that one. That's okay. Because
actually, we might have to bring Jen on for
I was
that
just
one.
thinking that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jen.
Gosh.
Jen, you know which Jen you are.
I know. I'm going to be like you were during Nintendo. Like when Troy and I were talking and you were like, okay.
Yes.
That'll be me during country.
We're doing it.
All right. So that was the music. That was fun. Another fun thing was we got to see our OG Jennifer Patrick and his wife Deana in person. Katie has never met them. So she got to meet them.
Big hugs. It was so nice.
Right? Isn't it fun? And then they were there as vendors with their store Shiznit. So it was really fun to get to see other cool stuff. We got to chat with them for a while. They're going to be our guests really soon. They're going to come on this summer. We're going to have them on to talk about all things retro collecting. So stay tuned for that. We also bought some really cool things from them.
We did.
So tell us what you bought, Katie.
They do this really cool thing where they have retro Happy Meal boxes.
Yes.
So they're like the same shape as today, but maybe have like retro movies and characters and stuff. And then they make them surprise boxes. So they put other stuff in them, not necessarily McDonald's stuff.
Right.
Just anything retro, Pogs, trading cards, stuff like that. But you can't open it. Like you just buy it and then whatever's in it is in it. So my daughter Tegan like loves all this stuff. So I got her one. It was $15, which I thought was super affordable. The particular box we got had like Hook, the movie Hook.
I love
like
that
all
movie.
over it. And I was like, oh my God, I forgot about this movie. So when I waited, she opened it when we got home and it did have a little Happy Meal toy Cabbage Patch doll. Still in the package.
Oh my God.
Yes.
What a great pick.
Yes. So she loved it. And then it had like Lion King, I don't know, like trading cards unopened. and some pogs and things like that. So she absolutely loved it. And then, of course, I got some really super cool Shiznit retro neon stickers
that Patrick designed.
Yes, I got those for my daughter Erin, and they were really, really cool. So I was very happy with my purchases. They had a lot of cool clothes too. I noticed that. I really liked there was a good variety.
There was
of clothes.
I wish I would have got that jacket. Remember that jacket they
the
had
leather
hanging?
One?
No. Remember the one? It was like bright colors. It was hanging right behind where Patrick was sitting.
Oh yeah,
I should have got it.
You still probably can.
I still probably can. Let me know, guys, if y'all didn't sell it. Anyways, they targeted me, actually, and it worked because I bought the book.
Yes.
They had a book out that was is hardcover, like People, like the magazine put this book out. They used to come out with these yearbooks sometimes every year, and it was just highlights of things that happened in the year. And the one they had not only had Princess Diana on the cover from the year she died. She died in 97. But it also was 1998, which was the year I graduated. So I was like, well, duh, I have to buy this book.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my gosh, really? Because we totally put that out to target you and it worked. So thanks, guys, because I have had so much fun reading it. So I'm going to bring it in one day and we'll go through it. So that was really fun to see them. Speaking of merch, Katie.
I was just going to say, I loved their outfits too.
Aren't
Dana
they always
had like
so
a
cute?
Powerpuff Girl, almost like a cutoff.
Yes.
And a super cute jean skirt.
Yes.
I don't know what was on Patrick's shirt. I just remember it was like colorful and fun designs. I don't know if it was probably something from video games, and that's why I don't remember.
I'd have to look at the picture to let you know what it is. I don't know.
But they looked super cool.
But they always dress cool. Like, they're just cool peeps. So they always look cool. So yay, it was fun to see you guys. So shout out to them. So Katie, speaking of merch, let's tell them about our favorite piece of merch we bought from the festival.
Yeah, so we went to the official merchandise tent, and they had a bunch of different t-shirts. They were cute. They were neon.
But do you remember about the shirts, what they were?
Oh, no, I forget what it was called.
So they were hypercolor shirts, everybody. Yes. So those of you that grew up in the 80s and 90s, if you don't remember what hypercolor shirts were, they would change. And I'll tell you the problem with these in a second. They would change with heat. So when you were inside or whatever, like they'd be pink and then you go outside and it turned purple. Or actually, I think it was reverse. Or sometimes it's green and orange. And you could like put your hand on it and it would change color. But here's the problem. When you grow up somewhere that's really hot all the time, guess what changes color first? The armpits.
Oh,
that was my memory.
Of that.
I had a purple hypercolor t-shirt that changed to pink. And I remember quitting wearing it because literally I'd walk to school and by the time I get to school, I'd have hot pink underarms.
Oh my God.
and a hot pink back because I'd be sweating.
Yeah, from your like backpack
which
stuff.
Is gross.
Yeah.
So that was, anyways.
So essentially it highlights your sweaty areas.
Correct.
Is what happens. Yeah. Well, those were very cool, but we did not get those. We admired them. They had these very awesome neon trucker hats that said "As If 90's Fest," which if you haven't been on our socials yet, you need to go look so you can see what we were wearing.
Yes.
But these went perfectly with our outfits. Also, it was really hot and we thought it might rain, which it did, which we'll get to. So we were like, a hat would be good.
Amazing.
And as if we didn't stand out enough, we really did.
We
were like, these hats, people can find us.
Yes.
So we got like this bright neon green trucker hats. Again, go check our socials to take a peek. And they were awesome. They were such a good buy, except I have a history of not really being good at wearing hats. And I know that sounds really weird.
It's
but
true.
You guys, I should make like a reel of all these pictures and videos of me in hats because it's bad. There's like always just like not quite right or it's too loose or it's like I just look weird in hats. And so I put on this hat. And Danny's like, you didn't take the paper out.
The cardboard that's in the front of the hat.
I thought she meant like the sticker on the front. So I take it off. I remove the sticker. I put it back on. And then 10 minutes later, you're like, you still have that cardboard in there.
Well, we were taking a picture.
Yeah.
And you're like, why do I look so weird in this hat? And I'm like, well, because the cardboard is still in it. So it's not forming to your head. It was so funny. But I love those hats. That was such a good fun souvenir.
That was a good one.
Speaking of, I also loved everyone's outfits.
Yes.
There was so much fun retro clothing.
Yes.
Now Katie and I had a full up outfits. So we had on neon. We did Lisa Frank themed. Okay. So we had on neon, kind of like our background of our logo is like neon cheetah print. Plus we had neon pink fanny packs. We had on bike shorts.
Bright shoes. Bright shoes.
Oh, we had on bright green, neon green hoops, earrings, of course. And then we had our hats. So we did stand out, which was good because we were there to meet people. So, but I mean, tell us about someone that you saw that you liked, like what people had on.
I think he said his name was Jason. He did take a selfie with us, but it's on his phone, so I haven't seen it yet. So if you're listening and your name is actually Jason, but if it's not, please tag us because I would love to see that picture. That was a lot of people wanted to get pictures with us, because of our outfits, which was really cool. And then we gave them a sticker, and hopefully they're listening right now.
And somebody videoed us dancing down the lane.
Oh, that I forgot about that.
And I don't know where that's going to end up.
And stupidly, we gave her a sticker because we were like, tag us or
we
listen.
probably look hilarious, so that's fine.
So maybe we'll still find it. But I think his name was Jason, and he had like the overalls, but like one was unhooked, and then like a fanny pack. It was almost like a Fresh Prince kind of.
It was like graffiti print.
Graffiti.
Yeah.
And then like a bucket hat? Yeah, he looked cool.
He looked great.
I loved his outfit. And then what else? There were a bunch.
I loved seeing all like the TV show themed. Like there was a guy wearing a Rocco's Modern Life print shirt with a Rocco's Modern Life t-shirt, which we will get to in our next episode because we're going to do something on cartoons. So, and there was a Rugrats like baseball jersey.
That was cute.
That was fun. We saw some other Lisa Frank peeps wearing Lisa Frank stuff. There, of course, band shirts like from the 90s.
Oh, there were these two young women who looked amazing in these like windbreaker shorts and jackets. We were going to wear those until we put them on our bodies, and we have very different body types, and it ain't looking good on either of ours. Sorry. And also, it wouldn't have been very comfortable. They looked amazing.
Oh my God, they looked so good.
But
they're also decades younger than us.
They are,
and that's fine.
We were like, oh, okay, it's probably really good.
We're like, it's meant for you, not us.
Yeah.
Which was funny. These outfits also got us asked if we were a couple.
Oh yeah,
which actually was a compliment. I was like, oh well, look at us looking like we're a couple.
And then I was kind of like, do couples match like this? I don't know any that
I don't know. Well, the girls in the outfits that we almost bought were a couple.
Oh yeah, right.
They were a couple and they look cute. They looked really good. But anyway, it was funny. We had these really fun girls behind us that were lesbians and couples.
Yeah,
and I mean, everybody had been drinking, and so her partner was like, just ask them. And I was like, oh, do y'all want a sticker? Like, because I had the stickers on my fanny pack, right? I thought, oh, she wants a sticker. And so she's like, oh, just ask them. Goodness gracious. And so she's like, are y'all together? And at first I was like, yeah, we do a podcast. And she's like, no. Like, I mean, are y'all together? I was like, oh, no, we're married and we're straight, like,
and not to each other.
But then we talked to them for a long time.
Yeah, they were really fun.
They were really fun, really nice. One of the girls was a trainer like me, also part-time bartender. So that was really fun.
That was interesting. And one of the girls had been there, they had all been there the year before when Vanilla Ice was there.
Yeah, so we got to hear about that.
And they showed us a video of them like dancing on stage.
She got pulled on stage.
Ice.
Yeah, that was fun.
Their outfits were really good too.
Yeah, they looked really cute. So then they asked us about this whole debate because I guess it was her wife. She was like, I keep telling her we need to match. See, look how cute. And she was like, I am not wearing that. But then Katie suggested, she was like, what if y'all did like a Gwen Stefani vibe? And they were both like, oh, so I'm excited if we meet them next year to see if they took your advice.
They could totally pull it off. Yeah. I was like seeing the vision. I was like, yes, you guys have to do this. Like,
it'd be really
everything.
Cute.
Yeah. So hopefully.
So that was so that was fun. We got a nice compliment there.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of some other outfits, but we just saw a bunch of cool ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There really were some good ones. Yeah, lots of like just like the Nickelodeon print and the like almost like Saved by the Bell, like our box for Hella 90's is like the geometric bright colors, a lot of that. Yeah, there's a lot of really good stuff.
Yeah, it was fun. What was I going to say?
Oh, butterfly clips.
Oh, butterfly clips. I forgot. For y'all that don't remember, or know, there were these little tiny hair clips that were butterflies that we used to put a bajillion of in our hair. We would do like braids and twists, and I forgot about them. But I saw this girl and her hair looked so fun with all these butterfly clips. I was like, man, I forgot about those. I don't have the patience to do that now, but
yeah.
Anyway, so we did meet some really fun, nice people. We just mentioned a few. I am horrible with names. I am fantastic with faces. Katie is much better with names.
Yeah, so we saw, let me see, I think Jason, if that really was his name, Cameron.
Oh, right.
And Erica. What's her name? Erica?
Right.
Our TikTok friend.
Yes.
And Mindy. I met her by the bathrooms. Oh, that was another thing.
That sounds so creepy. Please.
It does.
Please,
wow. It was daylight and it was fine.
Refine.
So they had this big line of porta potties, obviously. So every now and then we'd be like, all right, let's go pee. So I would hold everything while Danny would go in and then vice versa. And while each of us was waiting for the other, we just kept like meeting people because they would ask us about, like, they'd be in line or they'd be washing their hands and leaving or just walking by, and they'd ask about our outfits, or we'd just strike up a conversation. So we gave out like more stickers at the bathroom, than like anywhere else.
Potty.
And I just remember one lady I had a conversation with. Her name was Mindy. She was really cool.
See, Katie's much better with names. I remember faces, but like names just float in my head and out. I do not know why. I've always been like that. It's really annoying. And who was the Georgia? Wasn't that her name?
Georgia,
that owns the other retro
shop.
store?
Yeah, Georgia.
Yeah, I forgot the name of her store, but she had some really cool retro stuff, and some of the stuff she handmade.
And she's in St. Augustine,
right?
So you could probably find her if you.
Yeah, I wish I could remember the name of her store. If we remember, we'll put it in the show notes. But you know, meeting people, it reminded me like that about the air of community and like lightheartedness and connection that festivals bring. Like everybody just goes happy. And it's been so long since I've been to one that I forgot. Like everybody just is so excited to talk to each other and meet. Wasn't a huge crowd, which actually was kind of nice.
Yeah, it wasn't overwhelming.
Right.
Lots of space, and you could have conversations with people, and it didn't feel like you were like trapped either.
Right.
Like you could like chat and then like go on your way.
Right.
And I think that's less intimidating.
For sure.
For me anyway. Yeah, it was really, really fun.
So I loved being able to be a part of that like vibe again, like festival vibes. Definitely know why people go to them all the time, because it really is fun. A thing. It's a thing. And we don't get to do that much. So, and that brings me to my other thing, like getting to spend just almost 24 hours with Katie. And all we did was we got to braincast.
Wow. Was I there for that? What happened?
That's a new one. Brainstorm.
Oh, okay.
Podcast ideas.
Yes,
we got to just brainstorm podcast ideas. We got to chat about life. We got to talk to people. Just got to let loose and relax a little bit and have fun. That was really great because we don't get to do that much. Usually we either have children with us or we're trying to hurry up because we got to get to the next thing. Like when we record, we fit this in amongst our other life.
Yes.
So sometimes we have to hurry up and shut it down, and Katie jumps on a meeting, or I'm going to class or whatever. So that was really fun.
It was.
We had a nice time in the car. On the way there was a little squirrely. We'll talk about that in our like little bonus content.
In the after show, yeah.
The after show.
Tune in. But yeah, it was nice. And just knowing it's like, you know, there's no necessarily end point, right? Like we can take as long as we want at the festival.
Yes.
We got like tacos and what did you get, a quesadilla or something?
Yes.
Afterward, we did eat in our room just because we were like hot and tired of like
we were gross.
Plus the place was about to close. But like it was like no rush. We could just like eat and chat, and like we left relatively early the next morning, but didn't set alarm. I didn't set an alarm.
No.
We just kind of were like, when we get up, we'll eat and we'll go. And it was just nice. Yeah. And we did brainstorm a lot of ideas.
We did.
So
it was that was a fun part. That was a pro.
That was really fun.
Okay. So anything else you have that you loved about 90's Fest?
I think you pretty much covered it. Like,
okay.
I
if anything pops back, we'll come. So here's some things that, I mean, we kind of wish were a little different. I mean, we're not going to hate on the fest because it's a big job to prepare those things. So we appreciate all the hard work that everybody put into making that happen. And some things you can't control.
Exactly.
Which brings us to the first thing.
The weather.
The weather.
Yes.
We live in Florida and we're about to enter rainy season. And the weather kind of sucked half the day.
Yeah.
I mean, it was literally pouring at one point. And thank goodness we were with Patrick and Deana at that time because we were under their tent, but it started to even blow away. So Katie and I literally were holding on,
yes,
we were helping them hold it down because it was windy too. Mm-hmm. So, and they unfortunately had half their stuff got completely ruined, which stinks because there was nothing they could do. I mean, they had some totes they could put stuff in under tables, but at some point, it's just too late.
Yeah. And the way that it rains in Florida, if you aren't from here, aren't familiar, umbrellas don't really matter and tents don't really matter because once it really starts to go, it just goes, it feels sometimes like literally it's coming out of the ground. It comes from every direction. So it doesn't matter if you're under something. It might shield you from a little bit, but it was blowing in sideways and it was really, really bad weather there.
It was bad. And I felt so bad for Patrick and Deana and all the vendors. And the performers, because they were still performing during that. And it was just a mess. So I feel really badly about, you can't control rain when it's an outdoor festival. It didn't get muddy. It didn't get super muddy, which I expected to happen, which was strange.
That is weird. Now that I think about it, because it was kind of like an open field. It did have grass, but it was not muddy, surprisingly.
I know, it's weird.
Maybe it's just too hot.
The rain sucked.
Yes.
I have no other thing to say about that. That was sucky.
Yes.
The other thing is, I would have loved to have seen more 90s themed vendors and activities.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot to do, if that makes sense. Once the music started, but that was I think it opened at 1 and music started maybe at 5 or maybe later.
Well, the music had been going. The big names didn't come on.
I'm sorry, the big names.
Till later in the day.
That's true. So it was kind of like you could go look at vendors and I guess spend money, but we already paid to get in. And again, we were paying for the acts and it wasn't that expensive, but still, there was a photo booth, but it was $15.
Yeah.
If it were me, if I were promoting something like this, I would have all sorts of photo opportunities that were free.
Yeah.
Because I would want people posting about me. Well, and they
had a few, but not.
I guess they had a big sign when we first walked in. And there wasn't, and even some of the vendors, local vendors and stuff, awesome. But some of them most of them didn't really have anything to do with the 90s necessarily. Yeah. So it was sort of just your average kind of, farmer's market type vibe for some of it.
Well, yeah, some of them were, obviously Shiznit was 90s theme.
Yeah.
And then that other gal, Georgia, had hers and it was 90s. There were a few others. There were a few others, but some were not, which is fine. I would have liked to seen more 90s, like an airbrush tent. How much fun would that have been?
That would have been so fun.
Where you could buy whatever and then get an airbrush. That was huge in the 90s.
Yeah. And of course, these vendors have to exist and be willing to come to these events. So this is not an organizer's fault. But even just little, more immersive of an experience.
Yeah, agreed. Because some of the tents were random. There was a lawyer and a bathroom renovation. I don't think anybody at 90s Fest was trying to talk about renovating their bathroom. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. And you got to have those big sponsors, right, to bring in the artists that you want.
Oh, sure.
So I get it. I totally get it.
For sure.
It just kind of felt I don't know. It kind of took you out of the magic of that being
of the retro
back.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think even we were talking, Katie and I were talking about 90s activities. I was thinking that would have been fun if one of the tents would have had 90s trivia, where you could go and play.
That'd be fun.
Trivia or even board games. The rain would have totally jacked that up.
Yep.
Old school video games have been fun, but I don't know how that works with power. So maybe that would not have been.
Yeah. I'm sure there's all sorts of things. Yeah.
But yeah, or even things like cornhole, because I think they had that the year before. Maybe they hadn't. We missed it, but we walked around everywhere. They did have a big giant water slide.
That was cool.
But we weren't doing that. We were wet enough.
Yeah, we were
But
wet
like
enough.
even having like the super soaker water guns, that would have been fun. Or I don't know.
Maybe, and I mean, I'm totally thinking out loud. I don't know if it would be this festival or a different one. Maybe we could even have like a trivia tent or a something for the podcast at some point. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Get people to come in and you can win little prizes or stickers or just participate.
Oh, we could record it too.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Okay, look, we're brain casting.
We're brain casting live.
Oh, I can't. I don't know where I come up with weird stuff. So that was that. Again, I know, like Katie said, there's only so much control. Like these people have to exist and want to pay to be at your place. But anyway, that's just if we ruled the world.
Yeah,
that's what would happen.
We could just like be like abracadabra vendors. That's what we would do.
And this was totally our bad. I don't know what we were thinking.
I don't know what happened.
We didn't realize the hotel we were staying at wasn't as close as we thought to the venue.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a 33-minute walk isn't that bad, but we thought it was going to be more of like 5 to 10 minutes or less.
Or less, yes.
And why we didn't just look that up and map it out is beyond me. I don't know.
There are a lot of questions surrounding the travel of this trip that we were like, have we never been anywhere ever?
I know. Are
like,
we grown adults?
Are we okay?
I don't know. And then, I mean, the 33-minute walk, we did walk there and it was fine. I mean, because dealing with parking is never fun at anything. So it was nice not to have to worry about that. But after you've been standing all day, we did not want to walk back in the night.
No.
It was 9 o'clock at night.
And
Yeah, it was 9 o'clock at night. We walked up to the top of the street and we're like, and let's call an Uber. Like, it was just like, and we're done.
he was there in 2 minutes.
I know.
We were home in like 4 minutes. Yeah. Like, it was fine.
It was fine. It was great. And then speaking of standing, we definitely should have brought chairs or a blanket. And honestly, I think that spending the extra bucks on that early bird VIP ticket would have been worth it.
I agree. The VIP tent, just like it sounds like, it was almost like a big like wedding, like you would see at a wedding, like a giant tent, chairs, places you could like put stuff,
Fans.
you put your stuff, fans. So especially when it was raining, we were like, oh, but also, yeah, like literally being on our feet. Now, it was a crazy week for me because I went to a theme park 3 different days. And then 90's Fest.
Yes.
So we're talking like 4 days within 7 that I was on my feet for 10 to 12 hours each day. In the heat.
In
like
the heat.
outside.
Yeah,
like
outside.
Not inside. And so by Saturday, I was like, whatever.
At this
but
point.
like, oh my God. It would have been nice to have a chair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so you couldn't bring backpacks or reusable water bottles into the fest, which we were super stressed about. we were fine. We were fine. The water wasn't that expensive, thankfully.
Yes. I was worried about that. It was like $1 depending where you got it or $2.
Yeah.
And it was cold and it was good.
Oh, I will say the food was delish.
Yeah.
And that lemonade, whoever she was, that lemonade was fabulous.
Really, really good.
So the food trucks were great. Loved that.
The food trucks were awesome. We had was it like a spicy chicken Sammy from a place called
Chonkies.
That was really good. And like a tater tot truck that had all sorts of topped tater tots. Those were good.
Listen, if you want the weight of my heart, it's fried potatoes because and my family knows I cannot pass them up. And it is in any way, shape, or form. You fry up some potatoes, I will eat them. And I cannot pass them up. Like if I'm ever at a restaurant and they're like, would you like fries or a salad? I'm like, duh, French fries.
Like get out of here.
Why would I pick a salad if I could have the French fries?
Right,
okay?
Right.
Anyways, yeah, you also, did you know that they also had an open bar in the VIP tent?
No. Really?
Yeah.
They probably had like a limit,
I'm
guess.
sure. Well,
still.
I'm sure it was not the same. But
And from what I remember, it wasn't that much more.
Well, it wasn't for
double?
the early bird.
For the early bird.
But then if you waited, it was a lot.
Almost like 100 more.
But I think it would have been worth it at this age of our life.
Yep.
Also, I think it would have been good for not just the comfort, but for more like personalized networking, meeting people, because you're all like kind of in there together for whatever.
Yeah, from a networking perspective, I think so.
So maybe we'll change that. So that's really it. That's all I had that I didn't love about it.
Fun.
It was fun.
We've got some potential ideas in the works for future events that we might go to, some even a little bit bigger than this one. And we'll see where we're at next year this time, because we both will have seniors in high school this time next year. So we may not be able to make 90s Fest. But we'll see. I would definitely go again, though.
Oh, I would too.
I would easily go again with a VIP ticket.
I know.
Early bird VIP. I would
We
go.
definitely will step up our bougie game and stay in a hotel that's a little closer.
And yes, maybe pack ponchos. Yeah, well, all the things. All the things. But that was super fun. All right. Well, if we met at 90s Fest, send us a message because we want to say hi and shout you out if we haven't yet. So now, I think we have a little time for some trivia. So just as a reminder, if you haven't listened to our other trivia episodes, we played this game called Hella 90s that was gifted to Danny by our friend Victoria for her birthday. And we still have many, many cards to go despite all the trivia we've done. And so I think today what we're going to do, that each card has two sides. So there's a blue and a pink. So I think we decided... Danny will say, Katie, do you want blue or pink? And then I'll tell her and she'll do the question from that side and vice versa.
Yeah.
And neither of us have seen each other's the cards that we pull we haven't seen. So we're going to be guessing. And we have gotten many things wrong.
Oh, bless.
So just, hey, we're hearing this along with you listeners. And if you are yelling an answer at us because we are so dumb that you cannot believe we don't know the answer, definitely message us because we'd love to hear which ones frustrated you.
Yes. And people message us all the time and are like, I cannot believe y'all didn't know this. Like,
it's so great.
It's well, there's a lot of things we don't know. All right. You ready? You want to go? Oh, you want to go first? You want pink or you want blue?
Let's go blue.
All right. So this is supposed to be a battle against somebody else, but you're battling yourself. We'll see if you can guess this. Okay. So there's 3 clues. It's supposed to be whoever guesses first wins after each clue. Does that make sense? But you just say it as soon as you know it.
Okay.
I am a dinosaur with 2 small arms. Sorry, that's a silly clue. I come to life in a child's imagination. Before I finish each episode, I like to sing about how much I love you.
It's Barney.
It is.
Barney is a dinosaur from our imagination. And when he tells what we call a dinosaur sensation. Yeah, I knew that one.
I didn't watch Barney. That was past me. Yeah, that was a little past us. That was maybe mid
90s, I think. Yeah, he loved that show. I remember we got him like a little stuffed Barney for Christmas one year that sang, I love you. You love me.
That was so cute. Well, I will say we have this really fun. Me and my husband and my oldest kiddo have this. There's this spoof video, and somebody dubbed in voices on. I'm going to show you when we're done. It's not appropriate to play on air, but it's about a kid's shoes, and it is hilarious. They take like a real clip from a real show. They just dub in different voices.
Oh God.
Anyway, if y'all have seen it, you gonna laugh. And if you want to know what it is, message me. I'll send it to you.
There you go.
Anyway.
Off air.
All right. You got that right. You got that right.
Woohoo, Barney. Okay. Do you want pink or blue?
I would like pink, please.
Ooh. Okay. So I'm going to tell you 3 things and you have to tell me what links them together.
All right.
Okay. So what links these 3 clues? Skids, Zubaz, Manprees.
They're all pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pants from the 90s.
Skids. I think my sister, I still remember the tag. It was like a yellow yield sign. I think they were like, and they also had some called Jammers. Is that right? I think Troy and I talked about that one time.
Jammers with a Z. Jammers.
I don't remember.
I vaguely remember these. I don't know if I would have gotten this. I maybe would have got it on Manprees, but I don't know if I would have gotten this one.
I'm fairly certain Skids were like the pants that had like the bright prints.
Okay. Yes.
I guess I could have looked it up, but it's okay.
Right.
We'll look it up later.
Cool. All right. So what did I do? Did I do blue last time?
Yes.
All right. Let's do pink.
Okay. So, one of my favorite movies this is actually from the 80s though. So that's weird. Okay. The movie Say Anything featured the iconic moment. Well, maybe it was early 90s. Sorry. Let me start over. The movie Say Anything featured the iconic moment where Lloyd Dobler serenaded Diane Court by holding a boombox over his head outside of her window. What song was he playing?
Was it, I think this is totally wrong, and I think I'm thinking of a different movie. The Don't You
Nope,
Forget
that's
About
Breakfast
Me.
Club at
That's
the end.
Breakfast Club.
I'll give you one more try.
Is it fast or slow?
It's slow.
It's slow. I honestly don't know.
In your eyes,
yes.
the light, the heat in your eyes. You know who sings that?
Peter Gabriel.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
I
that's
know
one of
the
my
song.
favorite movies. I swore that was an 80s movie. But okay, so here's a double or nothing.
Okay.
What sport did Lloyd Dobler say was the sport of the future? If you've never seen the movie, you're not going to know this.
No, I'm just going to say hockey then.
Kickboxing. Because he was a kickboxer. Yeah. Have you ever watched that movie?
My husband loves this movie.
Oh, God, I do too.
I have never sat and watched the whole thing through. I know the scene with the boombox, but I've never actually. Doesn't she like work on cars or something?
John Cusack.
Is that this movie or is that a different one?
No,
I'm
that's
thinking
the
of?
one. No, that's a different
one. Okay. He likes that movie though.
Oh, I love that movie. Yes. All right.
All right.
Good try.
Didn't get that one. Pink or blue?
Blue.
Okay. Oh, this is a fun one.
Okay.
Oh, this is good. Which of these is not a compliment?
Uh-oh.
Fat, fly, whack, dope.
Whack.
Yeah.
Come on.
And fat is PH.
Right. Yes. Pretty hot and tempting is what that stands for.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't know if that's really real. That's what we always say.
So that's a compliment. And
I think that was in a
dope.
movie. I think that was in a movie.
Oh, I
don't
love
know.
that.
That's not Danny words. But
Awesome. But if something's whack, right. That's no good. That was awesome. Good
watching
job.
you say those words was so entertaining.
Fat, whack, dope.
I love it.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. All right. 1 and 1. Or I got two.
You're
Okay.
winning. You're winning.
All right. You want pink or blue? Let's go.
I'll go back to blue because I didn't do so good on pink.
You're like, I am not feeling pink today. All right. No, this says team up, but you're not going to do that.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to give you clues to get you to guess an object. It's like taboo or I can't say certain things.
Got it.
All right. We used to use these to watch cinematic creations.
Projection? VHS. VCR.
It's after that one.
Oh,
They were
DVD player?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was trying to say CD player, and I'm like, that's not right.
I couldn't say disc, movie, player, laser, or tape.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would be
I guess
hard.
I could have just said, you know what I could have just said? Pre-VHS. And then
but
you
it's
would have
post VHS.
Oh, yeah, duh. That would have been
I would have sat here
beta.
for a long time trying to think of what you were trying to say.
Did y'all have beta tapes?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. My stepdad had so many, and it took him forever to get rid of them.
Yes.
I wonder if he still has them. I don't know.
He probably does.
He probably
does. He got rid of them, but he didn't.
No, I bet
They're
he still
still
has
there.
them.
Okay. Pink or blue?
Okay. I'll go blue.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you'll like this one. We've talked about this one, so surely you'll get it. What handy system was added to phone lines that severely hampered prank call attempts in the 90s?
Ooh, caller ID.
Caller ID killed the prank calls.
Man, do you remember how awesome that was when you knew who was calling you?
Yes.
But then it messed me up because then I could not call my mom and tell her I was somewhere that I wasn't.
Exactly.
I will take, this is a confession. And my youngest listens to this. So sorry, Cooper, you're never getting away with anything because I know all these tricks.
Technology.
So I had a friend, my friend Lauren, she lived on the same street as another friend of ours named Charlie in high school. Charlie's mom was never home. So he would always have parties. The cops always got called, blah, blah, blah. But we would all lie and say we were all spending the night at Lauren's house. She had her own phone line. So we would go there to call our parents from her phone line to say, yep, we're here. And then if they called, they could leave a message and we would check it sporadically. I wonder if y'all even remember we did this, everybody who was friends with me in high school, which is probably nobody that listens to this show. So yeah, I used to do that all the time and just stay out all night at these parties.
Oh my gosh. You really couldn't do that now.
No.
You really couldn't.
I was like a senior, but still.
Yeah, still.
I was still a teenager. I had no business. Children listening, don't do that.
Yes.
Don't. There's all kinds of bad things that could happen. Everything was fine. Obviously, I'm here. So Caller
Here
ID.
you are. Caller ID. Yes.
Preventing
Nice.
teenagers from doing naughty things.
But you know, the thing about teenagers of the human species, they're very resilient / adaptable.
Innovative.
Yeah,
for real.
They will always find a way.
They will always find a way.
They will always find a way.
You know why?
Why?
Because their frontal lobe is not developed
That's
yet.
right. That's right. They take bigger risks.
I know, it's
true.
scary.
They
It's
take
terrifying.
bigger risks.
All right. Is it your turn?
My turn. So let me see. Did I get the last one when I did blue? Yes, because it was DVD player. I don't know. I'll take a risk. I'm gonna pretend I'm a teenager for 1 second. I'll do pink.
Oh, okay. You're
right.
probably going to get this one.
Okay, good.
What links these 3 clues together?
Mm-hmm.
Kirsten Larson, Samantha Parkington, Molly McIntyre.
Oh, American Girls.
Very good.
Yes. Oh my gosh, American Girls. We haven't even talked about that.
I know. I had the OG, very first American Girl doll that came out, Samantha. She was the very first one.
Nice.
I have a picture of me with her. I was like 88 or not 89, maybe 90. I don't know. I'll have to find it. We'll have to do an episode on them.
I had Kirsten.
Or did I say Kristen?
No, you said Kirsten. You said it right.
Did I say it wrong?
Yeah,
okay.
No, you said it right.
So you had Kirsten. She came out second.
Yeah, I had her.
Mm-hmm.
But I read Samantha's books.
Yeah.
I mean, they were books before the dolls.
Were they?
Yeah, they were books first.
I just remember the doll came with the book.
Eventually. So they were, I mean, we can re-research this, but my
I believe
recollection
you.
was I remember reading the books when I was probably 7 or 8, which I guess would have been about when the dolls were maybe coming out. And then it was like a whole additional merchandising kind of thing. And they had like the first 3 or 4 girls, and then they started adding girls.
Yeah, I
after
do
that.
remember that. We'll have to do an episode. That's a
We
good
will.
one. Christmas
That's
time.
a really good. Oh, Christmas time would be.
Yeah,
good.
that'd be a good one.
Because now
Because they're
it's
still
like,
going.
Well, the capitalism on that one now,
Ooh.
ooh, buddy. Like I've taken my girls to that American Girl store.
Have you?
It is a lot of fun.
Did you do like
But-
a little restaurant where you like sit down with the
Yes.
dolls?
I
That's
have
so
a picture
cute.
of Amelia and I going. Maybe when she turned 8 or 9, we went for her birthday, just me and her. She picked out like a doll and clothes, and you can get. I mean, literally, you can get everything
so
possible
cute.
for these dolls. But we had a really good time, and then she read a few of the books, but I don't think my other girls have read any of them. But
Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
I loved American Girl stuff. Probably some problematic stuff in there if we look at it, though. Now that I'm just thinking about.
Yeah, always.
We almost have to talk about it, but maybe reread a book or two, too.
Yeah.
We probably do.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay. Last one for you. Pink or blue?
I'm going to go with pink.
Okay. When we're done with pink, I want to read you blue, too, because I just saw a look at what the blue question was, and it's awesome. Okay, but pink. Which store would you not find in a mall during the 90s? Okay.
Ooh.
Think back to our mall episode.
All right.
Claire's, Hollister, Contempo Casual, Structure.
Hollister.
That's right.
Yeah.
The first store opened in 2000.
Yeah, they weren't till later.
They were later, but close
I
to
know
the
my
90s.
mall stuff.
Nice. Yeah. We're not going to get a mall question past
I
you.
remember that.
All right. So here we go. Here's the blue question. Just
Okay.
because I want to read it.
Oh, yay.
Let's do the math.
Oh, no,
Of course
Katie.
it's a math question.
Why?
But hold on. You're going to like it. This one you're going to like. 90s style. Just get the answer to score. Pencils ready?
Just get the answer. Do I need a pencil for real?
No, I don't
Are you
think
sure?
so. I think you can do this one in your head.
Okay.
Okay. According to the Bare Naked Ladies, number of weeks since you looked at me plus number of days till we say we're sorry.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
Plus number of days till we say we're sorry.
Okay. It's been 1 week since you looked at me. And I'm sorry. 3 days. 3? 4. Is that the answer?
I think it's 5. Oh, you're right. It is 3. It's 1 plus 2
Yeah.
equals 3.
1 week, then 2 days. Yeah.
It'll be 2 days till we say we're sorry. Yeah.
I got it right.
You got it right.
Oh, yay.
No
Look
pencil,
at me doing
no
math.
pencil needed.
I literally was holding fingers up in the air. Like, that's how good at math I am.
She was
hate math.
squinting. There were fingers. She was counting.
I was also trying to remember the lyrics.
Singing. Yeah, there was a lot going on, but you got it right.
I
Yay.
hate on the spot math. I hate it. Math gives me anxiety, everyone. Okay, 90s spelling bee.
Okay, all right.
You just spell the name.
Okay.
This is the character with the green hat on South Park, okay?
Okay.
So Kyle Broflovsky. I never knew he had a last name.
Yeah.
Let me repronounce that.
I'm not going to be able to spell this, but go ahead.
Kyle. I'm saying this wrong, so y'all can just correct me and just don't worry about it. Broflovsky. There. Kyle Broflovsky.
Broflovsky. I'm just going to guess. Here we go.
Oh, it's so bad. Okay.
B-R-O.
No, wait. His first name.
Kyle?
First. Yeah, you have to spell that too.
Oh, K-Y-L-E.
Good.
Okay. Broflovsky.
Uh-huh.
Okay. B-R-O-F-L. Flav. A-V-S-K-I?
It was an O, not an A, but you almost got it.
Oh, but it was a V.
All right. I'm going to give you a different. Oh, no. The one on the back is not.
It's not it.
Let me see.
That's okay. I'm good.
Okay, wait. We'll try this one because I don't know how to pronounce words and do math. So I'm making myself
doing
sound
good.
really
We're doing
intelligent. So what is Weezer's 1994 self-titled first release album commonly called?
Okay.
Think of the cover.
Is it Buddy Holly? No, that was later.
That was way later. Think of the cover. You might remember.
I don't know.
The Blue Album.
Oh, okay.
Here's a bonus. What is Weezer's third album commonly known as?
Was that the one I just said? No.
I don't know. I don't know this one.
I don't know it either.
The Green Album.
Oh, okay. Wow. Thanks, Weezer.
Okay, those were fun. Those were
Last
good trivia.
We got one more.
Oh, I
for
thought we
you.
were done. Okay.
Yeah, because I did an extra one for you. There's one of these you can't do because it's like you have to compete with someone.
Okay.
And then anyway, so we're just going to do this one.
All right.
But you're going to like this one.
Okay.
Very much dialed into a recent episode. What links these clues together?
Okay.
Banana peel, Bowser, mushroom cup.
Oh, Mario Kart.
Mario Kart. Yes. Nice job.
Yay.
You definitely won because I think you got all of them right that I gave you. 1,
You got 3 right.
2, 3, 4, 5. You got 5 plus the bonus right. You got 6 right.
Ooh, I won. Look at
You
that.
won.
That's
Yay.
great.
Awesome. So I hope you guys had fun playing along with us.
Yes.
And again, make sure you tune in for our after show, which we have a fun little travel story on. That's in our Patreon feed. Again, you can find us on Patreon. It's $8 a month. And if you're just not into that, that's okay. Yeah. Eventually, maybe we'll see you in person. We can tell you then. And make sure you share us with other Xennial friends and all your friends from every generation. And leave us a review wherever you're listening. That helps us a bunch. If it lets you write out a review, that helps like way a lot.
Yes.
So, and you can even say way a lot because it's like super good English in your review that you like our podcast way a lot.
Way a lot.
And then give us 5 stars as well. And that helps other people find us. And we really appreciate it.
Yeah.
So thanks for listening today. If we met you at 90's Fest, thanks for being a new listener.
Holla at us.
Yes. And hopefully we'll have more festivals to talk about in the future.
Yes.
All right. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.